Hello and welcome
Hey.
to another episode of the Appelboom Bites podcast. Today is episode number 74, and today is also the last episode of 2024, so it's a very special episode. It's also the last time that we have our co-host, Doc Rathbun, the one and only Inquiring Minds, here on the show for now. Maybe he comes back later, maybe in 2025, maybe 2026, who knows. But today we're going to call him Mr. Claus. Welcome,
Mr.
Mr. Santa Claus. How are you?
Ho, 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 ho. Who knew we'd be so close to Christmas, but we keep pushing this broadcast on a bit. And so we do it one more week, guys. If we don't make it today, it's going to be Christmas Eve. So I'm too busy on
But you
that
will be
day.
busy. You will be
I'll be
really
very busy.
You will be really busy. You will be really busy.
Very
Yeah.
much, very much.
Yeah.
Don't forget
Yeah.
to go through Bologna, please. My kids
Oh, yes.
are waiting for you. Thank
There's
you.
a lot of cold.
I
a lot
hope,
of
by the way,
cold
everybody
going into
can hear
Bologna,
us.
but you're fine. Can everybody hear us?
Yes.
Let us
Can
know
everybody
when you
hear
can
us?
hear
Because
us.
last week we had some issues with
No
audio.
complaints so far.
And so that's good.
No
That's good.
complaints.
Good. Yeah.
Good.
Doug, we have a very special guest on your last episode with us here. It is Luca, the one and only CEO of Scribo, the Italian company that makes the most beautiful fountain pens in the entire
Yeah.
world. Welcome on the show, Luca. How are you?
Thank you so much. Very good, very
Buongiorno.
good. Very good. Buongiorno, buon pomeriggio. Buongiorno to you, actually.
Mhm.
It's very early in the morning there.
Yeah, the sun isn't
Yes,
up
it's
yet.
Yeah, coming up.
Yeah.
And it's cold, very
Uh,
cold, I guess.
It's a
Doug,
little nippy.
Doug,
Yeah.
Gingery has a request for you because she would like to have a Scribo for Christmas, please. Hi, Santa. I would like a Scribo for Christmas,
Okay.
please.
I'm looking up Gingery on
you
my
make a note?
list. And let's see. Gingery has been very good this year. So you might just get a Scribo for Gingery.
Might be lucky. Might be
Yeah,
lucky.
there we go.
You are reliable.
Watching you.
Play well the part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
But
very
Doug,
good.
you know,
Can I rent
next
you?
week,
Next week.
next week it's
Yeah.
already Christmas, and your beard, it has to grow. How are you gonna manage
Well,
that?
it's the cold air up here in Canada. It's keeping it from growing. So I have to take a trip to some southern climes. So maybe Mexico is in my
Right,
future. And we'll see whether I can get a long flowing beard going.
That's nice.
Not in a week. I'm not going to do it in a week.
Luca and
Joost.
I indeed we sent it. Luca and I sent each other a message so we can match the outfits, and then we are we
Yeah.
perfectly fit with Santa Claus. That was the whole idea.
Yes,
That was the
we,
whole
we left you in the middle for
Always.
one reason, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
There you
we
go.
are prepared.
There
This
you
show
go.
is a prepared show.
That's
Everything
right.
is prepared here. So
It's totally
that's how we do it.
scripted. We're scripted 100%.
Everything.
Right.
All right, guys. Let's start this with the pen check, of course. Doug, would you like to
Uh-huh.
start with your pen check?
I would
Final
love to
pen
start
check
with
of
my
2024.
final pen check.
The pen check.
Well, guess what, folks? I have a Scribo. No Gingery. This is not yours. No, yours is coming. Luca has a little note coming about your Scribo for Christmas. But this is not even my Scribo. This is a friend of mine's. I borrowed from the Calgary Pen Club. Peter. Hi, Peter. Thank you for the pen. And because we got pushed off another week after last week, I get to keep this pen for another week. So it's been wonderful writing with this Scribo feel. It is a beautiful dark blue-black, and it has an 18 karat gold broad, very bouncy nib. And I'm loving writing with this pen. I think Luca called this the Scribo feel for a reason, because it just feels marvelous in the hand. And if you haven't seen a Scribo feel before, it's a 12-sided faceted resin pen, dodecagon actually, that's 12 sides, turned from a solid rod of resin. And as I understand it, it was inspired by the Greco-Roman classical architecture, the Doric column. Those of you know the Parthenon in Greece, that's that Doric column. It's a piston filler, and although it's a fairly large pen, it it bulges in the middle here. And this bulge ends up being very ergonomic. This long section, and it sits in your hand just perfectly. And I just love this pen. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give it up. But I don't think we have another pen club meeting until January. So I might actually get to keep this pen, Peter,
Oh, that's a
for the
good
next
sign.
couple
That's a
of
great
weeks.
thing.
It's a
Maybe you can call in
pen.
sick for the January pen meet, and then you can keep it a little longer.
Well, Santa's going to be busy next week, so I can't return it to him next week. So
Right. You're right. I mean, you have a good reason for keeping longer.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that's my pen check for today. Beautiful pen.
it's a beautiful pen.
Good.
It's lovely, Doug. Thank you. Luca, would you like to do your pen check, please?
Well, yeah, I have here with me one of the latest release that we did. It's La Dotta Frassinago. It's one pen that we made in October, in late October, as we actually anticipated a little bit the release of this pen due to the flow that we have in Bologna on October 19, and we decided to release this pen together with the Saragozza, which is in a similar kind of resin in blue. But it's something that means a lot to us. I mean, we wanted to make something for our city that was particularly hit by the flood, and our area here around was damaged a lot. So we decided to release this collection and donate 30% of the income to the fund that is taking care of refurbish the area that were hit by the flood.
Yeah.
And well, we named like our street here, Frassinago. Frassinago is the address of Scribo, via Frassinago, and the other one, Saragozza, is just the area of Bologna where we are and where significant loss and damage had happened.
Hold
Yeah.
it up. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Much more interesting than me. And well,
Beautiful.
I'm moving. I have here broad flex nib, which is something actually new to me because I am more on fine nib and very thin nibs. But I'm testing now. We have to test. We want to test every single pen that we ship out, and when I do the test on the flexible and especially the wide nib size, like medium and broad, always takes me a lot of concentration, and I mean I have to be very focused on what I do. And I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's nice. It's nice. It's a different experience for me. So I'm taking also for my daily notes a broad flex nib in these days, and I'm having fun.
Makes you write a little
It's
bit
nice.
bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible the number of people who loves flexible in medium and broad. They are increasing, and I normally say that the best line variation is more visible maybe with fine and extra fine flexible nibs, but there's a reason behind broad and medium. You can really enjoy them a lot. They're very wet and they're nice, really.
There's my line variation right there from a broad flexible nib.
Very much good.
There, can we see that? That's a lot of line variation for a broad nib.
Yeah.
So you can do it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's possible. It's possible. Thank you, Luca, for your pen check. How is the situation right now in Bologna? Because so the flood was in October.
Yeah, it was on one Saturday night, the 19th of October. It's much better. It's much better. We had like a few consequences, traffic jam, because many streets were closed for a couple of weeks. But after that, now the situation is still, is already okay. A few people are still waiting for receiving funds to, refurbish their house and cars that were totally destroyed by water and mud. But now it's much better. I mean, for those who are coming to Bologna for tourism in the next few weeks, the city is is a little bit a mess right now because we are also doing the tram line, which is having an impact on the city center too, and it's not easy to go around, but it's still nice. Still nice.
It's
Of
still
course, you
Bologna.
should definitely visit Bologna. It's a
Bologna.
beautiful city. I can recommend it. And
You've
when
been
you're
here.
there, you
You've
also
been
have to
here.
stop by. You also have to stop by to Scribo, say hi to Luca, try out some pens. Highly recommended.
And food.
And oh, you have food. Who
Yeah,
knew?
definitely.
That's the signature of Bologna.
Yeah, exactly.
Together with pens.
Yeah.
Those two are really important for Bologna. All right, let's have a look at my pen check, the last pen check for me of 2024. So I always also have a Scribo. Wait, let me enlarge myself. But I have the Dandy. And this one, I don't know if the camera catches it, but the Dandy has a little guilloche engraving. Here it is. Can you see it?
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I
Has
can
the
see that.
guilloche engraving
Visible.
on the facets, and
Oh,
it's
and
also there
on
on
the
the
clip.
clip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
more
it's a
visible on the
really
clip.
nice
That's very pretty.
touch. It's a really nice
Yeah.
touch. Luca, can you tell a little bit more about this pen? Because this was also released, I think this was released in September.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a pen that was released together with the sister pen was the Anni60, made with another guilloche engraving, and we go back to the same company we used to work with at the time of Xmas, making the now old Arte Italiana Noir. It's a very old company based in Milan called Renzetti. They used to make this job using machines that are just managed by human power. There's no electricity that manage these machines, so everything is made by hands, and it's like a jump in the past. It's lovely. This kind of guilloche technique comes from the 15th century, 17th century, and it was used also to decorate the case of the watch, pocket watch.
Yeah.
And it became very popular also in jewelry and in the last century with pens too. So this is not the first pen made enriched by guilloche. It won't be the last because it's a very nice
Definitely
one.
not.
For the very first time,
Yeah.
we actually introduced the guilloche on the metal. So you have also, maybe you can show the bottom of the pen. I mean the top where we normally have the feather. We also engraved all the metal parts, the top of the cap, the clip itself, the ring, and it was a kind of new stuff for us. I mean, we never dare to make a guilloche engraving on the metal, and I think the result is interesting. It's nice. I love it, and I love actually that pen a lot. It's very elegant to me. Very elegant.
I like the color combination with the gray resin
Yeah.
and the rose gold trim. It's really nice. I love it. I love it. All right. So that was my pen check. Everybody in the chat, welcome. Hello, George. Welcome from Detroit, Michigan, in the USA. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat. Any questions to Luca, to Doug, or to me, just shoot them. We're here now. We can answer them all. And if you have a question to Santa Claus as well, you can ask that also. So everything is possible. Everything is possible. All right. Luca, we also have a question for you from our previous guest who was with us 2 weeks ago. It was Brian Gray from the Edison Pen Company. And his question for you was, what is your favorite pen from the 1960s? So we have to take our little time machine. Go to the
1960.
60s.
Wow. Well, let me go back to the genuine Xmas. I think the VS model was something from the 60s. It was I was lucky to see one sample of this pen when I was there at Via del Fonditore with Thomas, and it was a very elegant pen for the time. I mean, with the very small nibs. I mean, it was like into a kind of how can I say, the body of the pen was also covering part of the nib. It was interesting to say something that nowadays looks very old, that for the time was really avant-garde in terms of design. And this is what we learned there, to try to do always something different and try to looking something new. The pen is possibly my favorite pen of the 60s.
Do you know this pen, Doc?
I don't, but it sounds
Well,
like
if you Google it,
semi-hooded. Semi-hooded.
It's almost VS. If you Google it, you will see some image for sure. It was quite a successful model. I think was also made with, if I'm not wrong, but maybe here my memory may be wrong, it was made also with non-gold nib. At the time after the war, gold was still very much expensive, not like today, but still very much expensive. And at the time, pen company used to make nib with other material. They introduced steel and other also premium brands. I remember
nib, right?
almost what nib.
The nib is a little bit inlaid on the
right. The body of the pen was covering part of the nib, and we was using permanium, which was a kind of marketing name of an alloy made of something different than gold. And I think the US was also available without gold nib. So that's what I remember.
Because Ginger is also asking, Luca, do you like the pens with inlaid nibs? Prefer fully exposed ones?
So I have to read the question because I didn't get your voice, Joost. Do you like the pen with inlaid nibs or prefer fully exposed? Yeah, I prefer fully exposed ones, actually, because then you can use. I mean, it's necessary for flexible nib, of course, to be out of the body. I mean. And I like to play with nibs, and when they are covered, I cannot rotate, I cannot do some extra game with them. That's what I like.
So that's better to have the exposed. Doug, what do you think?
I just
what do you like more, inlaid nibs or fully exposed nibs?
Okay. I was talking about the VS, the Omas VS. It looks like a Parker 61 on steroids. It's got this huge chevron on it. Yeah. Very interesting.
I think the founder of the company used to cooperate at the very beginning with Parker.
Cool. Yeah. And as far as inlaid and open nibs, I'm really on the fence because I'm a big fan of the Parker 51 and the modern version of that, the Diplomat Viper, which I'm really loving. And I know you interviewed, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name, from Diplomat.
Matthias,
yes, from Diplomat, about the Viper. So the one issue with the hooded nib is that you really can't see your nib, so the orientation becomes important. You know, if you can get off angle on your pen because you can't see the nib. And that's why Parker came up with the 61 with that arrow. Nib here is basically what they were saying. Your nib is right here. So that was an interesting design. But yeah, I think I prefer the open nib more than the
that's
hooded.
Convenient.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's talk a little bit more about Scribo because so we're at the end of the year. I thought let's do a little bit of a recap of 2024 for Scribo because there were a lot of crazy launches, a lot of collaborations as well. Maybe we should just start with the latest collaboration that you did, Luca, because Eric Garcia is also saying that Tamenuri was awesome. I'm talking, of course, about the Scribo Urushi Tamenuri fountain pen. It's on their way now to the customers, I think. Right? We are still waiting for our shipment, but that will arrive tomorrow, or not today anymore, but tomorrow hopefully. And then our customers get their pens. But can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, it was a very long job and nice job to do. We started actually when we designed the Puma. Immediately we realized, I mean, the Puma was designed to catch the minimalism of the Japanese pen shape, which I'm fond of. And when we did it, we realized, well, this is the pen to make some job with Japanese lacquering. And we started before the pandemic to work on this project. It was very much long to get the first samples and to fine tune the quality. And then we had to stop it because there was no possibility to work, I mean, in the proper way because of the pandemic. Then we restarted a couple of years ago. We get lucky to get in touch with a German lady who is living in Japan, and it was like a very, very good help for us in terms of communication and to speed up the project. We did it. I think it's one of the best pen we made so far. I mean, I love the Puma. I like Japanese pen, and the combination of the two is there. So yeah, this is amazing. This is one of the best pen we made so far, I guess. Again, sorry if I say it again, but it's just the beginning. We want to explore more and more projects with our Japanese partner. Something will happen also next year, but that's it. Let's keep the secret.
Can you show us the pen? You have it there, right?
Yeah, this is the one.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Well, this is a one of a kind actually, because it means the signature of, I mean, the omas in katakana and the signature of the artist. So this is my sample. It's still one of the first made. So it already changed. It's lighter in terms of color than the one that you're going to receive. Let's say this one is like your one in a year. So this has 1 year aged of lacquering. So it's a little bit more reddish. But this is how it's going. Sorry, I'm very bad in showing the pen.
Good. This is good.
Yeah.
Eric is saying that secrets are bad.
Secrets are bad. Yeah, I know. But
No. Keep it for yourself. We will discover it later on this year.
I know,
Eric
but
is thanking you as well.
It's a very short time. I mean, in a short time, we will release something good. There's a friend that I want to say hello, which is Donald. Hello, Donald. Thank you for reaching us here.
Hey, Don. Good to see you. Don sent me pens too.
I'm still here. All right, so this was the Urushi pen that was launched in November, I think. But of course, we also had the Ebonite. You had the Ebonite. It was earlier in 2024.
Yeah, at the beginning. Yeah, Easter time, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
it was Easter time.
Correct.
Yeah, it was. Again, it's not anything new in terms of material. Ebonite is so much long in this industry, but it was the very first release for us in Ebonite. We normally do only, and we used to buy Ebonite only in Japan for making the feed. Now we started with this Ebonite, which is coming from SEM in Germany. Like I think 90% of the other brands that work with Ebonite, and it's lovely the way it comes through after this semi polishing process that we apply on Ebonite. Getting the mirror effect on Ebonite, like on resin, is very much complicated. and actually you have to push a lot, and you risk to, in a way, interfere with the edges of the facets. So we came to the conclusion that having this semi-polished effect on the pen is even nice to feel the material itself. It's
That's one of the nice things about Ebonite.
the
actually.
touch is
Yeah.
the touch
Yeah.
is so unique. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so nice. And wow, there is also a star, Mr. Rice Sirignano.
The one and only
Ryan. The one and only, and he's waiting for you to talk about your Estie. Anyway, yeah, that was great. It was great. I mean, the 3 pens, one of the 3, the Due Sorelle, the blue one. When you pick blue is always the winner. Was like sold out in a few weeks, and we have just a few pieces left for the Sassineri and the Monte Conero, which, by the way, are the places where I normally go on holiday here in Italy, to the seaside in the Marche area. So let me do some spot, some commercial on visiting Italy, visiting Marche. Let's come here to spend your holiday.
Definitely. It's always
Saragozza,
good.
Copper plate, La Dozza Saragozza is looking beautiful. Am I doing your job, Joost? No, you want to. Sorry for that, but
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Please do it. Please do it. And I just click the buttons.
I love the color combination. Thank you so much. Hard to make. Not easy. For those who has in their hands the Saragozza, or also the other one was the Travertino, made with the same PVD. It was the first time we introduced the PVD treatment. So this Corten is something in the middle between a brown color and a rose gold. It's interesting. I like it so much, but it was so hard to fine tune it and get the final one.
You had some issues, right, with the PVD coating.
PVD.
Yeah, we had a big issue actually. The first batch was totally wrong, so that's the reason why you are angry to me, and we are
no, I'm never angry. I'm never angry
with the delivery of the Saragozza. No, it's not angry. Come on. Yeah, I mean the first batch was a mess, so we had to restart, and that's the reason why we had delay.
But honestly, but this is maybe from a retailer perspective. I don't know how you see this, Doc, but I'm always happy when factories, Pelican also did it in the past, when factories delay a launch because the product is not 100%. I prefer that, and that they're shipping out all those products and everything comes back, and then everybody is unhappy. The whole feeling with the pen is not good anymore. While the quality should be good, and that's what you did. So I can only appreciate that.
I think most people feel that when you're paying for quality, that you don't mind waiting a little bit longer. I'd rather them not push something to get it out the door. And I think most manufacturers will feel that too, because it just doesn't do your brand any good if you start pushing things out of the door that aren't up to your quality standards, right? It's not good for your brand.
Yeah, I think this is not really something special to Scribo. Is normally what happens in any company. And it was an aesthetical issue, not a technical issue at the end of the day. But anyway, we didn't like as it was. So if we don't like, we don't trust on the product, and it's hard to push it, So
yeah, no, but that's good. It's good. Eric is wondering, do you like what are your thoughts in demonstrator pens? Is there a Scribo Demonstrator somewhere in the future coming out?
Yes, or semi.
Okay.
Semi Demonstrator.
Yeah.
Semi.
Much soon. Okay. Last one that I need to talk about of the Scribo pens that were launched early this year. It's not really one pen, but it's more like the technique behind it, because I want to talk a little bit about the Aquarello and the Ara and what is the other name? So you have the Ara and the Tropico, exactly. So it's all hand painted, right, on the pens?
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about the Urushi, right, before, which is a very old lacquering technique coming from Japan. We have kind of something similar, not that old, not that ancient actually, and yeah, in a way, is more linked to modern tooling and instruments. But it's called airbrush. It's mainly used in the automotive industry, and look, we are here in the automotive district. We are very close to Ferrari, Maserati, Lamborghini, Ducati. They're very close to here.
We're not
So
talking
there
about
are,
your cars, right, Luca? It's
unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. And
you have one of
for
each in
this
your garage.
reason, I, I think your garage is better than my Yoast. I saw
I
with
don't
my
think so.
eyes. I saw with my eyes. I won't go longer. And well, there's plenty of little artisan here who are very well specialized on doing airbrushing and painting for custom car, custom motorbike.
Mhm.
One of these artists we met last year, 2 years ago. Actually, I already knew her since many years, but we met again 1 year and a half ago. She quit the automotive and she wanted to do something more fancy, something more small, just working on a one of a kind projects and article and items. And well, why not? Let's try on pens. And we did actually the Nebula 24 in January. Was a feel. It just was like 24 pieces just to celebrate the new year coming up. And it was, of course, very few pieces sold out very soon. Then we did the La Dotta Querello, which was really something magic. I mean, fortunately, I don't have here with me one, but it was like the tavolozza of the painter. So the pad of the painter with the mixed color all together. There was an incredible success. 100 pieces sold in very few times, few days. Yeah, yeah. Because once again, Yoss, you were angry that you wanted more pieces. If I'm not wrong.
Always, I always want more pieces.
And well, yeah. And then we go to the two pieces that you mentioned, the two Puma made with airbrush. They are pen which you have to see in real. Unfortunately, through the screen, they do not show the beauty they are. If you look at the pen in real, and even better under the sunlight, you can see the depth of the color. They looks like 3D, one color over the other, because in between every single color, there's a primer, then the other color, another primer, and it's amazing. The result is amazing. So it's, let's say, the Italian lacquering process, which was released in the middle of the year, just before the original Japanese lacquering process. So we did explore this kind of hand painting finishing on our pens, and yeah, we're very happy with them, really.
It's a really nice technique, and I hope that a lot more of those pens will come out in 2024. We have here another question from Pen France. In regards to the recent Urushi edition, I noticed that the product photos versus the customer photos, the finish appeared to be more veering to white than red. Was there supposed to be a red variant?
Which is the difference between product photos? Okay, so product photo made out, I mean, from users and blah blah. Then
Yeah.
okay, then because yeah. Now I got it. Well, the question of the photo is sometimes is hard really to catch the real color, especially on a pen. Now this pen here, this is, I'm not editing anything now. In my hand, looks much red than how I can see it right now on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So the color, this is made by Red Urushi. This is what the artists also call the vegetal resin that they use to lacquer the pen is called Red Urushi, and it comes in a very dark red, borderline with a kind of light brown, but it's gonna be lighter through times. So the pictures that we shot are samples that aged a little bit more than the pens that we are shipping now. So they appear as they are a little bit lighter. But the pen that you're going to receive tomorrow, Joost, in 3 months from now will be lighter. I know that you probably won't keep it because you already, I mean, you have to ship
already
it to
sold out.
customers. All right.
Yeah.
But of course, it's the same with the pen the customer received. In 3 months from now, they will be much lighter as my one it is now. I don't know. How do you see this pen here?
It's a little dark, but that's always the case, you know, with screens. It's really hard to catch the real colors on screen.
Let me see if I can get some paper. Just a very bad paper here, but now same, right? Still dark.
Yeah.
Well, but when I see in my hands,
But you know, I think you
this is
explained
a
it
red
very
pen.
well, and the color. Yeah, you know, it will be better over time. So you just have to
Better? I
hold it
won't
on
say
for a while.
better. I won't say.
All right.
I don't know if say better, Joost. I would say just different, lighter in color. Better or worse, I don't know. This is just something, I mean, belonging to personal taste. Just lighter. It's gonna change. Will be more luminous, more light.
It's the nature of Urushi.
Yeah, so it will be better. Like the red will be more showing off over
Yeah,
time.
would be more red.
That's what I
Yeah,
meant.
in that sense. Yeah. In that sense, of course.
All right. Okay, let me talk a little bit about this, some new products that we just got into the store. And if people want to have like a last minute Christmas gift, they can of course grab a Scribo that we have in stock. But we also received 2 other new pens here in the store. The first one that I need to talk about, and Ryan is already checking me out if I'm actually talking about it. It is
New products.
It's the new Esterbrook Estie Jurassic. It's a beautiful green flag pen. And what is really nice about this pen, it came out in 2 editions. A cartridge converter and a push piston filling mechanism. This is the cartridge converter. And another nice feature about this pen is this crazy nib. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but this is the Esterbrook Fude nib. And this nib is made by Joshua Lex. And as you can see, the nib is angled and you can write beautifully with it, which is pretty cool. And this is the first time that Esterbrook is making such nibs. So if you want to have it, you can get it on this Estie Jurassic. Doug, what are your thoughts about this pen and this nib?
Well, I've just seen that new finish, the Jurassic green, and it's just lovely. But I'm fascinated with first of all, that they're making a piston, which is nice. And it's not your ordinary piston. I'm going to hold up mine here. This isn't a Jurassic. This is the Back to the Land Esterbrook Estie, which I've just received this week. But they've gone to the old vacuumatic style from Parker. So Parker's making a resurgence all across the industry, which I really like because I love that vacuumatic style. But this isn't a vacuumatic. There's no latex diaphragm in this pen. It is a piston. And because it's using the barrel and the vacuumatic style piston takes up less of that barrel than a regular piston filler does, this takes a lot of ink. And so and the fact that they've come out with a fude. This isn't a fude. I've got a stub on this one. No, yes, I do on this one. But the ink window and the fude nib, we're seeing a lot of variation, a lot of choices for customers. And I just love this one. And I know that Jurassic is going to be gorgeous as well. So yeah, just very pretty pen, cool filling system, and very cool nib. If you've never written with a fude before, you're in for a treat because there's so much you can do with it. If you're an artist, you can get big, thick, like paintbrush kind of lines out of it. And then you flip it over and you get this fine, fine line. So you artists out there that love sketching, this is the perfect one-stop pen for you. Yep.
Sorry.
Can you get your model?
I still have the bad internet connection, guys. Sorry. In January, it will all be fixed. So, Doc, I missed part of your feedback, but how I understand it, you really love the fude nib, right?
Oh yes, yeah. It's very, very versatile, especially for people that like to sketch.
Yeah, Luca, is that something for you as well to do a fude nib?
I'm interested in doing something like that. Yeah. Need to pick one, the right one. Maybe the double B. I don't know. And anyway, because the tipping should be flat, right? So yeah. I tried to make one in the past. Tough to make.
Well, 2024 is a long time.
Just get a pair of pliers and bend the nib up. You know, it works. It's
the bending which made me a little bit crazy. Actually, I mean, make it straight and okay, you can make one, but when you need to make the second or the third, the risk is that they are not the same. So I have to find a way to deal with that. But it's interesting. I have to talk to Ryan. I want to get a pen.
Yeah. We can make that happen. We can make that happen for you.
Yeah.
All right. The second pen that I need to talk about that also just arrived is the Narwhal Christmas edition. And it comes in this beautiful box with the Christmas tree on it. Merry Christmas, it says here on the side. But of course, we are very interested in how the pen looks like. And it has this very fancy. Come on, show it. Well, it has this very fancy clip in the form of a Christmas tree, which is really nice. There it is. And also the colors are quite beautiful. And I know that Doc has one as well. Doc, can you show off yours?
That's what she said. Yeah, there we go. And there's a nice star on the top of the Tannenbaum. Yeah, I got this one this week. I just inked this yesterday. Narwhal sent me this one. Thank you very much, Patrick from Narwhal, for sending me this. And my viewers are going to see this review coming up in the next week or so, I think.
Well, you have to. You have to have it live before Christmas.
Well, exactly. That's why I needed this pen, and it's got a lovely nib. Of course, it's the Narwhal Nautilus body style with a Christmas tree Tannenbaum clip, and this again. We were just talking about how cameras don't pick up any of these color variations, or it all looks fairly flat, but I mean, you can get the idea of how gorgeous this pen is. I saw it in pictures and I thought, okay, that's nice. And then you open it up and it's like, wow, that is some amazing acrylic. If you love multicolor acrylic, it looks almost like a Jonathan Brooks style. But Patrick also sent me this. I gotta sneak this one in. This is the 365 anniversary plongeur from Narwhal, their anniversary pen. And he sent me one of these, even though they're sold out. He sent me one. Thank you, Patrick. And you'll see that.
You're very lucky. You're very lucky. You were nice this year, you know. Santa came early.
I must have been good.
Yeah,
must have been good.
Luca, we have another question here for you from Starvin Hank. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. I don't know. But the question was, I just purchased a Scribo Anni60. I understand there are two different colored black nibs, a light black and dark black nib. Why is that? And is there a difference in how they write?
Mhm. Well, we have not on the Anni60 actually. On the Anni60 we only have one trim, which is the
Mhm.
ultra black PVD. Again, it's also made with PVD, and the light black, I guess, is the ruthenium. I think, yeah, I think this is the one that he meant. And well, there's no difference actually comparing nib to same nib with two different trim. There is no difference. There could
Okay.
be a little bit of difference with the tolerance. The tipping
Mhm.
is always fine-tuned here, and it's made with very artisanal tools. So maybe I can be like 0.1 less or more in one of the two, but it's not
Yeah. At
depending
the
on
end,
the
it's all
color of the
handwork,
nib.
right? So there are always a little
The
differences, but
the fine tuning of the tipping is totally managed by hand. So
yeah.
is yeah. I mean, I'm learning and improving, but sometimes I can still make some little bit difference, but it's not really noticeable with eyes. I mean, you have to look
Mhm.
with a very big
Barely
microscope or
even
something.
visible.
One more
All right,
question.
Doug. Do you have a question for Luca, Doug? Because I know that
There's
you
another.
always have a lot of questions.
I have several questions for Luca. And because we got booted from the internet last week, we got a chance to chat a bit. And he answered some of my questions last week. And we had a wonderful conversation. It was great. And it's great to see you again, Luca. But one question I didn't get to last week was you have these wonderful Scribo ink bottles. Here is mine in Grigio Scribo. And I have another one. And the cool thing about these bottles is they stack. This is the Rancho di Sicilia. And beautiful orange color. These ink bottles were sent to me by a viewer. And they're 90 milliliters in capacity. And I know for a fact that there's a fascinating backstory about where these ink bottle designs came from. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, they are from the food industry. They were originally made for the food industry, and we love the shape and the fact that they have a place. I mean, a corner where the inks go through, and then you can use until quite the very end of the very end of the ink. They're nice. I mean, when we started looking for the ink glass, we came through these, and we came to the same glass in, I think, was like 250 millimeters. That was
Wow.
amazing. That was amazing.
Mhm.
But yeah, people will kill me for the delivery cost or something. But it would be amazing to make such a big glass ink bottle with
With a
250,
wide
because
opening.
then you can really play. I mean, you can mix together, make your own
Yeah.
recipe,
Mhm.
and you can enjoy
Yeah.
a lot making. Yeah, they're fun. They're fun.
But they came from, you said the food industry. They were like jam
Yeah,
jars, right? Yeah.
jam. Yeah,
Yeah.
jam.
Yeah. It has that
Correct.
jam jar top to it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But which,
yeah.
a nice wide opening. You know, I mean, piston filled pen lovers hate those tiny little samples because
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do with them, right? But this is
Mhm.
so wide, that's like an inch and a quarter
Yeah,
opening on
you
that
can
ink
feel
bottle.
two pens together.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's
wonderful
true.
bottles,
It's
Really
true. It's
productive.
and
true.
Really productive pen
and
filling.
Yeah,
lovely
yeah.
inks as well.
It's efficient.
Lovely
I think
inks,
it's very
Yeah.
efficient.
beautiful
Yeah.
colors too.
Eric Garcia, the ink bottles are still available. It's a current product. You can
Yeah,
order
they
them.
are.
You
They
can
are.
order
We
them
have
with us or anywhere else. They can be ordered.
multicolors. Yeah.
Yeah. Donald is also loving the Scribo inks and ink bottles. So
Donald
lots of
is so
love.
very kind to Scribo. Thank you.
Yeah. We have a question here from Pen Friends. One more
Yeah.
question to Luca, if I may. The watch industry saw a massive explosion in interest in the 80s thanks to Swatch. Do you see
Mhm.
this happening with fountain pens anytime soon?
Yes, I think it's happening with, I think, and we also spoke about that when you came to Bologna, Joost. I think we
Mhm.
are in a good era for fountain pens, and this is already happening. What Pen Friends says, thanks to company like Lamy or Caveco or Diplomat, as another company that you were mentioning before. They are bringing new generation, young people to the fountain pen world, because you can
Mhm.
get fountain pens with relevant few money, like 10 to 15 to 20 euro. I guess the Safari is more or less 20 euro. Forgive me if I'm wrong with something, but it's
Mhm.
more or less with there. So they're bringing new people, new users, and they will be probably 1% of those would probably wants to increase their fountain pen experience and goes to premium brands, and we must be prepared to comply with their needs. So yes, I think this is happening to watch industries. For something is very similar to pen industry with a very different dimension, of course. But if
Mhm.
we look at what happened also in another industry, which is music industry, the comeback of the vinyl is also a kind of another witness, another demonstration of what is happening. That at the end of the day, people wants to feel something with hands, wants to get a tactile experience, and you can get a better tactile experience with fountain pen rather than a ballpoint, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have a more personal touch and feeling with that.
Yeah. Eric is
No.
worrying. Will that affect the prices as well? What would be the Scribo position when that happens? You can see it now with Mont Blanc prices skyrocket.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening in Mont Blanc and the reason behind. I can only imagine the the issue we are facing nowadays is the price of gold. The price of gold has
Mhm.
a huge impact on us for nibs, of course, but not only, also for the galvanic treatment. Every galvanic, whatever it is, platinum or rose gold, yellow gold, ruthenium has some gold inside, and prices are increasing like crazy. So we have to increase also our price list very soon with the
Mhm.
new year, but we are forced to. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Now it's like 90 euro per grams kind of gold.
Yeah.
It was until 5 or something that was like 65 euro per grams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's going really
no, it's
fast.
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. I know. All right.
So buy now.
Doug, do you
Yeah.
have one last question for Luca before we have to round up?
Yeah. I gotta ask Luca. I asked him this last
Easy
week.
question.
Easy question.
Easy question.
How's the guitar playing going?
Ah, slow. Slow.
I have an offer
Slow.
for you.
Yeah.
I will give you 3 free lessons over the internet on how to play the
Okay.
guitar,
Okay.
and we talk about a pen.
Okay. Deal.
Trying to make myself a deal here. Yeah.
Do we have
Can
a
this
deal?
will
We
this
have a
be
deal.
recorded? Can we see this? Because we
Oh
all want to
no,
see how this
no, no,
happens.
no,
No,
no.
no, no,
You
no, no,
you
no, no. You know,
the one
privacy.
Yeah, the one thing that makes guitar players freeze up is when you press record or someone's watching you. You know, because you play for about an hour and you go, "Wow, that was great! I'm so much better." And then you go, "Watch me play this," and then you, oh, I
Not
swear to God, I played it perfectly 10 minutes ago. As soon as anybody
Always, it's
watches,
always the case.
yeah,
I consider myself very lucky when I can, and I'm really doing just having 1 hour of playing tennis every week.
hmm
Hmm.
I really have really no time to be consistent with the guitar. no time.
But you had the time during the pandemic. Is that what you sort of picked up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, correct. And I was surrounded when I was younger than now by people who used to play guitar. So I always wanted to learn, and that was a good time to start. And I did. But then when normal life came back
Yeah.
with young kids around,
Yeah.
there is
And you
no
have
time.
you had a new one during the pandemic years, didn't you? You had a new child.
I had one the year before, and I had another one the year after. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
You
Yeah.
planned that nicely.
He's a busy man.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Luca, before we gonna end the show, can you come up with a question for our next guest? I don't know. I'm not even know who's going to be the next guest. It will be in January, but yeah.
That's tough. Yes, I have one. Where would you look for innovation in our industry? In which area? The nib, the feeling of the pen, material. These three, I would say, where the innovation is and where the innovation will be in our industry. And
So
if
nib,
he has
filling mechanism
or material, and when he has a good answer, please let me know. I need it.
You only have to watch. You only have to subscribe.
I
hit
will
the
watch
subscribe button,
I
and
will
then
watch
you will
it.
see everything. You see all the
I
content
did
of
a stupid
Appelboom.
question. Yeah, I will watch it. Yeah, sure. You're right.
That's good. That's good. All right, guys. First of all, I would like to thank everybody in the chat, and mostly Gingery. I think Gingery already left because Gingery had a meeting that she had to attend to. But she's saying, "Bye, Santa. Don't forget to bring me the sexy Scribo, the pen check one Luca displayed." You know, we make a note out of that, and you know, you never know. Pen friends, thank you so much for all the interesting questions. Really
you.
appreciate it. Really good, really good. Copperplate, thank you for joining as well. And Eric Garcia, we're always happy, you know, to bring people closer to the community, the companies, and also, you know, let them speak out. And you know, you can discover more about them and see who are behind the brands. In this case, it's Luca. And Luca, you have a loyal customer here, I see, with Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
So that's good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Duck, I would like to thank you first for these wonderful last weeks that we had together. It was a lot of fun, and
more weeks than you were expecting.
Yeah, but it was
more
good.
weeks
It was
than you were
good.
expecting. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you again for having me. It's been wonderful doing this. Met so many fascinating people, including Luca, and I had the extended opportunity to talk to Luca last week and again this week. So it was lovely meeting you, sir. And thank you so much for being here and your wonderful insights into your fabulous pen company. So
actually, thank you. I wanted to ask Joost to call me back when you're back as a co-host, because I had really fun with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you so much.
So kind and so nice. I mean, it was really, really, really good. And to you, to your family, to the people who attended the podcast, I just want to send my greetings for upcoming holidays and relax for everybody.
Yeah. Happy holidays to everybody out there, and a wonderful,
holidays
prosperous new year. Yeah.
Relaxing
Enjoy
holidays.
yourself. Take a holiday, take a break, write with your fountain pen. It's relaxing.
Right with your fountain pen. Happy holidays to everybody. Luca, thank you. Everybody that is still thinking about a Christmas gift, go get your Scribo pen today. We can still ship it out tomorrow and can have it delivered anywhere in the world right in time for Christmas. So don't hesitate too long. And you know, for 2025, you can also grab your Scribos at Appelboom. Thank you everybody for watching. If you are listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can follow us there, and then you get a notification whenever we upload new content. We will be back in January with a new co-host and also with a new guest. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Head over to Inquiring Minds as well to see Doug, his content. He makes a lot of beautiful videos. He recently posted his top 10 pens. It was a top 10 or top 25?
It was a top 11. You know,
Top
10,
11.
10 plus, 10 plus a vintage.
10 plus a vintage pen. Go watch that video and discover which are the 11 pens that Doug really appreciated in 2024. And then we will see you again in 2025. Happy holidays
Joost.
and a happy new year.
Happy
Bye-bye.
holidays. Happy New
Bye.
Year. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.